It's all up to Dareth whether this works. Alright. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Come on. Yeah, let's just continue it anyway. Hello TBC people and welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be counting down my top 10 favorite Ninjago minifigures that I personally own. This was actually a video idea given to me by ChatGPT, and so shout out to ChatGPT. AI has gotten a lot better in recent years. But these minifigures are only from my collection, so I didn't go out and buy any others. So if you guys tell me, oh, why didn't I include this figure, or why didn't I include that one, it's because I don't own it. But I will just be having some honorable mentions later on, and some of those minifigures may be mentioned. Another thing I would like to disclaim is that these are all my personal opinions, and so if you guys don't agree with me, please feel free to say so in the comments, but these are all my opinions, so please don't shame any of that stuff. I'm going to be recording on this background over here. Yeah, this is the Ninjago background you guys are seeing. Yeah, this is going to be what all the minifigures are going to be put in front of. I got this image from lego.com, just so no copyright strikes. Also, Ninjago United, or Ninjago Dragons Rising, sorry, does have quite a few episodes out at this point. I believe like there's clips for up to episode 7, but I can't get any of them in English. I've looked everywhere, YouTube, Netflix Australia does not have them, and so I'm just going to have to wait quite a while before I can give my full thoughts on the actual series. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started with the video. Alright, another thing I forgot to mention is that with these minifigures, I've only chosen the Prime 6 Ninja, so no Master Wu. And another thing I forgot to mention as well, I'm really not doing a good job at this, is that with some of these minifigures, I did lump multiple in, just because they have very similar designs. But yeah, let's get started with the 10th place, which is Sons of Garmadon Kai. Sons of Garmadon Kai. Now this is one of my favorite minifigures, ninja suits in general actually. I really do just like the color scheme they went with the Sons of Garmadon suits. The camera sort of faded it a bit, but this is just a regular red suit. But it uses a lot of orange, and another standout feature for me is the texture pattern along the shirt and the legs. They brought it in for Ninjago movie Lloyd, and they've used it again for Sons of Garmadon, and it looks really, really, really good. I like how the ninjas all have sort of like one standard color throughout. So like with the belts, it's all one standard color. There's no disconnection in the colors and all that stuff, which is really, really good. It just makes for a really neat looking uniform. The gunmetal armor is definitely a plus, and I think it looks so good. And also just like all of the ninjas had like a secondary color, just of like a bit more vibrant of a color. And so if I bring in Lloyd here as well, you guys can see that he also has the texture. It's the same texture I mentioned, and it looks really good again. But yeah, you guys can see the secondary color is lime for Lloyd, and for Kai it's orange, and I think it really looks good, and it reflects that element so well. One thing I will have to nitpick on though is the mask. I really hate the cowl piece that they chose to use, the 2-piece one, since it's really hard for stop motions, and since at the time I really enjoyed doing stop motions, I found them really annoying. But there are symbols on the mask, they're pretty detailed, they all have the black strap around, and yeah, it's definitely a really clean suit from my perspective. Now, moving on to number 9. This one is specifically, I chose this one just because I like the colors of this one, and it is Skybound or Ejitsu Robe Nia. I really like how it's dark red all throughout. Normally I'm not a big fan of dark red as Nia's color. I always thought that should be Kai's secondary color, but I think it works really well here. I'll try to get more light in there. Yep, you guys can definitely see it better. You guys can see there's the blue emblem on the torso. It definitely gives it some more character, some more flavor. I really do like that. They're pretty much all the same suit for all the ninja, but I'm only using Nia's here just because Nia doesn't really have this suit, this color combination usually. And yeah, I really do like it. Moving it around to the back. Apologize for my stand. You guys can see that there is also a little, there's a little sort of winged emblem. I'm thinking that's for Ejitsu. But yeah, she also does have a mini logo there, which they later use for Nia down the line. But it is the Samurai X logo, so yeah. I also do really like the dragon head. Let me just put it back together for a second. I really do like the dragon head that they've printed on there. I think that detail looks really good, and for Nia especially, it looks like it would be a water dragon, from my perspective. And you know, the button up area on the side definitely reflects a lot of Chinese culture and Japanese culture, older cultures, I would say. And so yeah, I really do like that. But one thing I will nitpick on though is the Nia face print. At this time, they just gave Nia a generic city face, which when you put the mask on, it actually looks pretty alright. But like when you take it off, it's terrible. But yeah, that's Nia in her Eijutsu robe. Also, one more thing I forgot to point out is that with Nia, she was the only one to get exclusive leg printing. The rest of them reused their deep stone leg printing. So yeah, that's another great thing about Eijutsu suit or Eijutsu robe Nia. So yeah, that is my number 8th place. Moving on to number 7th place, I have a crystallized minifigure. It is crystallized coal. Now this is obviously one of the more recent figures. I know lots of people may disagree with this choice, but I really do like it. You guys can't actually see it now though. Yeah, it's the colors and the printing. There's another texture on there. All the crystallized minifigures had that, but I think on coal it looks really good in the gray. I really like the use of orange there. I think that orange looks really, really good and it matches so well with the gold. The leg printing is also really, really nice. They've added a bit of a waist cape. I'll put it on there with some knee pads, all in gold, and it's so reflective. It looks so, so good. And even on the gold armor plating, like, it's, I don't even know if you guys can see it, but like, there's like some orange detailing there. Yeah, you guys can't see. Couldn't find a pointer, so let's just use one of these katanas. But yeah, you guys can see there's like speckled printing all over the gold patches on the armor. It keeps going out of focus. Wait. Yeah, hopefully you guys can see it there. There's orange and black printing all over the armor, and it looks so, so good. They've done it on the top armor only, not the bottom one. But yeah, it's so much detail that I can excuse it not being on the bottom. Flipping him around though. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I really do like how the mask is dual molded in gold and black. That looks really, really good. Obviously just the standard golden armor. But yeah, behind there's even so much detail behind as well. And they didn't skip out one bit on the texturing. There's even some shading as well. And yeah, it just makes it look so, so good. So, so detailed. I love it so much. Now, number 6 is another crystallized minifigure. This one just had to be featured in my opinion. It is Lloyd Golden Oni form. But yeah, you guys can see that he's got the horns and the Oni mask. I'm not actually a big fan of the helmet they've chosen to use. You guys can see it's a much bulkier one. I wish that they stuck with the original helmet so that it wouldn't stick out as much on the edges there. Let me just use like a little pointer. The edges there, I wish that it wouldn't stick out there as much if they use the original helmet. But nothing wrong with this one. The texture matches a bit better with his mask, and so yeah, that's good. But again, alright, on that mask, they didn't skimp out on detail one bit. The mouth is a bit of a letdown since there's not much there. But I mean, what were they really meant to do? I wish that they maybe like painted it white or something, but they didn't do that. I'm not really sure what color it was in the show either. But yeah, it's gold there. But underneath there, on the chin area, there's also more orange detailing, and it looks, oh my gosh, I don't know what Lego did with these crystallized minifigures. They just went full on all out. But yeah, on the actual face print, obviously just regular Lloyd. That's pretty sad. They should have used golden Lloyd in my opinion, but they didn't, so what, boohoo. But you guys can see all over the torso, again, there's so much detail with the orange printing. And then underneath as well, on the legs this time, unlike the Cole one, they actually added some more orange detailing on the legs. The Cole one had like a couple lines maybe, but this one has like a whole pattern going on. Like it's not following the waist cape shape. You guys really can't see that though. Yeah, it looks really, really good. And they've added a lot of green in there. I always like green and gold. Really nice combination of colors. But turning them around, I especially love the back design. It's like two big green diamonds just going downward, and there's a lot of dragon scaling behind it. It looks so good. And the paneling looks really nice as well, in my opinion. But I actually kind of prefer Cole's back detailing just because there's more texture there. And texture definitely makes it seem a lot more realistic in my opinion. So yeah, I definitely do like Cole's a lot. But that's not to say this minifigure is bad. It's actually a very good minifigure. And also he just gets this standard Lloyd sword. It's sort of been made standard since the Ninjago movie. But this one's in gold, so yeah, kind of cooler. So yeah, that's Golden Oni Lloyd. Now going on to 5th place, it is one of the older figures, Kai ZX. I really like Kai ZX specifically, just because I think that the colors look really, really good. I really like the gold, let me get my pointer again, the gold detailing all over his red sort of armor area. You guys can see that the sort of robe cover-up area goes past onto the legs, and the cut's not too significant either, which is really, really good. I really like the dark red belt. I like how the belt buckles are so detailed, like they're really, really fine. They look really, really good in my opinion. I like how they're sort of, the top armor plate is sort of velcroed on to his actual gi. That looks really, really good. He's got lots of shurikens as well. Obviously they're not functional, but like still really, really cool in my opinion. I think this is a very simple minifigure, so there's not too much for me to say, but I really do like the colors, and I think it looks pretty neat just overall in terms of design. Moving on to the back, he has his fire logo, another buckle, which looks really good as well, and it's sort of tying the whole armor area together, and also he has more belt underneath there. So yeah, really, really simple minifigure, but it's a really, really good one from my perspective. And if you guys want like a good Kai suit, this is definitely one of those to pick up. And it's not too expensive either, since it came in so many sets back in the day, I believe. I do definitely like Day of the Departed Kai as well, but that one's, in my opinion, simpler than this one just by a bit. Like, the details are like just slightly simpler just because it mixes with the original suit. But yeah, this one, really, really good. Moving on, 4th place, yeah. This is one that is one of the most detailed minifigures in Ninjago at the time. It is Hands of Time, Zane. You guys can see just how much detail they've added on here. On the legs, there's toe printing now. They've never done that before for a Ninjago minifigure at the time. There's also lots of robe printing, and the straps tied all together so neatly. One criticism I do have is just the fact that all the design's really symmetrical, and it's really sharp, I would say. On the legs specifically, it doesn't look very authentic or realistic, but it definitely does help with Zane being the ninja here. I was considering putting Lloyd instead, but I'll show both anyway. I was considering making Lloyd the main one, just because I really do like the colors they use on Lloyd, but I don't know, man, it's the sharp printing just really works well for Zane. Oh yeah, and for Lloyd they do use a bit more curved printing, but for like Kai and stuff, they did definitely use sharper like Zane. But yeah, I do definitely like Zane's one a lot more, just because it came with a really nice face print, which for the first time actually came with reflective eyes and a bit of reflective silver printing on his battle scar up here. So yeah, you guys can see how the eyes reflect and all that stuff. Really cool. And his torso also has a bit of reflective printing on here, which makes it look like it's an actual digital screen. Makes him look a lot more like a Ninjoid. I removed some of the armoring here, like all of the armor, just so you can get a closer look at some of the details. And as you guys can see, another one of the really fine details is the cabling that goes all the way to the back on Zane here. I think that looks really nice. You guys can see there. And also just some more detailing, more bolts. There's a little antenna popping up there, and yeah, just more shoulder armor. That's really good detail. Also, this head was the first one to get the little dot on the back, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's Zane for number 4th place. Moving on to some honorable mentions, and in no particular order, my first honorable mention is just any deep stone ninja suit that came out for the possession wave of sets. They're all very similar. I especially like Zane's just because of the little baton things he has there. Yep, this one also has the pixel face. I like these because they had the black color scheme, and I think that it was much stealthier than what they did with the Komodo suits. It also just looks a lot more practical in my opinion with all of these sort of more metallic elements. It looks more protective. I also like Jay's here, but Jay's was really just because it was the easiest one for me to find. But yeah, they're pretty simple all around, just very similar detailing except for the weapons. And then also another honorable mention actually goes to the Day of the Departed suits. I actually love these suits so much, but it's just the fact that I think that they're a bit too simple, especially with some of them, like Lloyd's and Mia's were very simple. They were like original suit level of simplicity. These ones are a little better. They merged the original ones and the second, the second season of suits, and yeah, it looks pretty good with Zane and Jay here. But yeah, there's just not a lot of stuff going on, Like all of them have very similar printing. I think that these are all identical on all minifigures, so yeah, I just didn't really want to include it just because there's nothing too special about it. But yeah, still pretty neatly done. And the last of my honorable mentions, actually no, I have 2 more honorable mentions. 3 more actually, sorry. We also have Golden Lloyd. Very cool minifigure at the time, but just really simple printing when compared to what we get later on. And the colors are really boring. Like, as cool as gold is, like, it's just 2 tones. So nothing too special about that. And then stone armor suits. All of them look the same, but I still really do like the little speckling printing. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. I'll try capture it. But yeah, it's definitely there. Let me get a katana out, just so that I can show you guys. It's on the silver, the brighter silver elements there. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. It may just look like camera blur to you, but it's definitely there. But yeah, all of them pretty much look the same. It's a modified J1 just so that he has the correct legs that matches the show. And the last of my, the ones that I own in terms of honorable mentions is, not Tournament Zane, sorry. This is Rebooted Battle Damage Zane. This is a very cool minifigure. This is obviously customized by me. I just drawn it when I was in like year 4 or something. But like, yeah, it's very cool minifigure. The back is the same as the regular one, but the front printing, the heart being reflected off, just makes it look so cool, in my opinion. And also got some lightning there. But yeah, I didn't include this one just because there's a better one that I would have included. Which brings me right to the honorable mentions that I don't actually own. So for starters, I would actually give an honorable mention to the Nia Skybound Samurai X suit. That one does not exist in the show. It's a non-canon suit, but I think it is one of the best Samurai X suits, if not the best one. I really like the color scheme from it, and I just think that the details in it, while they may be very similar to the original, I think that it looks really good. And the face print especially, I really like. I'm really sad I couldn't get my hands on it back in the day. But another minifigure from that also made it into this list, which is Tournament Zane. His head printing is better than the Battle Damage one. Battle Damage one cuts off halfway, which is fine since you add on the hairpiece into the equation and then it just covers it up. But like with the Battle Damage one, the tournament one, sorry, they went all the way around and it looks really nice. And I think that the detailing on the tournament one definitely looks a bit more refined than this one, I would say, since they did have some more time after it. I think that one might have been actually like made originally for the series, but then they just retconned it eventually. But yeah, still really cool in my opinion. Another one of the minifigures that I will want to mention is actually Kabuki Nia. I was not able to get Kabuki Nia. I was able to get one minifigure from that Bricktober pack, and it was not Kabuki Nia, unfortunately. But yeah, I really do like her detailing all around. It looks really nice, and the arm printing especially with the little bracelet. That is just so cool because we never get that in any other minifigure, and she wears it all the time in the show, or did last time. So yeah, that was pretty cool in my opinion. In terms of other ones, I would probably say that Golden Kai should have gotten one, but there's just nothing, all that like, I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of the golden stuff that they've done previously, because there's just not much. Like if you take Golden Lloyd for example, the printing is very simple, and it's the same thing they've done with Golden Kai. The legs are pretty detailed, but everything else is just really simple. I do like the face print though. But yeah, probably never gonna get my hands on that. It's like $70. When I saw it in real life at Toy Outpost in Singapore, that was the only time I've seen it. So yeah, $70. I don't think I'm paying that much for a minifigure. But yeah, if you guys want a golden minifigure, definitely get Golden Oni Lloyd. It's a lot cheaper since he's come out in like a minifigure pack recently. So yeah, definitely consider getting Golden Oni Lloyd instead. Let me zoom out a bit. Yeah, Golden Oni Lloyd, really detailed. And yeah, that's about all of the honorable mentions that I really wanted to give. They really are just the rare minifigures that I couldn't be able to find, so yeah. But anyways, moving on to the top 3, which is the podium final 3, and let's get started with 3rd place, which is a Nia minifigure, is Airjitsu Nia. Now, I absolutely love the Airjitsu suits. I know lots of people didn't actually like them since they weren't as good as the, NRG suits. And yeah, I totally agree. But in the case of Nia, since you didn't get an NRG suit, there's nothing we can really compare her to. And I think it looks really nice. So all around her torso, she's this reflective blue printing. Looks really nice. The camera, I realized, has sort of like, oh wait, no, it's not flipped. It's just the logo is printed that way. My bad. But yeah, you guys can see lots of reflective blue printing there. Looks really nice. She's got a blue color scheme, which I really like. I'm not sure what I feel about the red color scheme, but I love the printing and how it stands out on it, so I definitely do thank Lego for that. The mask piece is very bland on all of these edition minifigures. You guys can see it's just the regular ninja mask with no printing whatsoever. So yeah, but the face print is one thing I really like on Nia's. It really portrays water so well, and in the eyes as well. You guys can see that the eyes are actually a shade of like yellow, and it's really cool looking. It's reflective as well, kind of. You guys can kind of see. But yeah, there's also some white printing behind it just to show sort of white water detail. Turning her around. The back is probably the worst part. Let me just zoom out again. Yeah, the back is probably the worst part. You guys can see it's just a simple logo, but again, reflective printing. Looks really good. And I just like the colors on this one. I think they did really well with this one. The rest of the edges of Ninja are all black and whatever their base color is, but Nia's one is not black, and it's instead her two base colors. So yeah, that's really cool in my opinion. So definitely wanted to give her third place for the ones that I own. Now, what is second place, you may ask? Well, I did just mention NRG Ninjas, and you guys may have thought that these should have come in first place, but I don't own NRGJ, so this is the closest thing I have. NRG Zane is also a very reflective minifigure. He's got lots of blue metallic printing as well. Mostly silver though, and it looks really good. It really captures the ice exploding so well, in my opinion. Let me zoom out a bit more so that you guys can get some more detail in. And you guys can see the cowl, unlike the Ejitsu ones, have a bit of printing on it. And I do actually like Zane's over Jay's in certain aspects, just because his one is a lot more unique of a design, since he doesn't actually use white as his base color. He uses baby blue, which I think looks really cool. His face print is obviously just the same one that they use in base Zane form, but this one is obviously baby blue and is reflective as well, which is really cool. And yeah, I love the blue shade that they use. It's the same one as the one that they've used Nia all these years later, and back then it worked really well. And yeah, in Nia, you guys can see it's held up really well as well. Just the detailing is very simple, but it just works so well. Yeah, there's nothing much I can really say. I never really understood why the backs had them sort of this orientation. I thought it should be bursting out from like, coming out from like the bottom edge maybe, but like yeah, oh wait, it kind of makes sense I guess, because like the element there, it really doesn't make sense in context of the show, but yeah, for a minifigure, really cool overall. I'm kind of rushing through these, I'm trying not to, but like there's really not much to say about just a good minifigure that has good printing, good color scheme, and yeah, just reflects. Cool. But that leaves us off with number one. And this is a very controversial decision because it's not the ninjas in their prime state. This is actually Master J or Sensei J, whatever you want to call him. This is one of the most detailed minifigures LEGO has ever made for Ninjago. There's arm printing. You guys may say that Ninjago movie also had arm printing, but no, this one's got side leg printing as well. You guys can see there. Like, it's not even that detailed of side leg printing. It's just a couple straps, and it works really well. The buckles are really detailed. There you guys can see. And they continue all the way around, and I just love it when LEGO does side leg printing. It looks so good. I like how the belt has silver things on there. It sort of pays homage to what the I think it was the Deep Stone ones did. Not sure if you guys can see that, but it's gold. This one's silver, and it looks really good as well. And I do definitely like how it's dark blue printed. Like the colors on this minifigure are so good. They've been printed on so accurately, mainly because it's a Bricktober set rather than a actual mainstream set. And so they were able to go all out on this, and it looks so good. The arms have like this speckled silver printing as well, which is way finer than what they did for Kai, or like any of the ninjas in Sons of Garland, you guys can see. And there's also there's obviously that texture, but this one is way more refined. It's way smaller, and it actually looks like clothing material. There you guys. It looks so good, and again, he's got his logo there, and the colors just so accurate, so accurate. Like LEGO can't do this with real sets, but this in like the form of a Bricktober set is so accurate. I love it so much. I've modified this one so that it has a half mask, but if I take the half mask off, wait please, you guys can see that Jay actually has some facial hair, which is pretty cool. And it's not great facial hair, I would say. It just looks pretty generic overall. Like, I'm not really sure what to say about great facial hair, but yeah, it's there. He's also got some wrinkles and cheekbones. I'm not sure how I feel about the cheekbones, but I do definitely like the wrinkles under his eyes. It definitely shows his age quite well. And you guys can still recognize that it's the same character, which is really, really good. And I like his eye patch as well. And it actually continues quite high up, which is really, really good. So that when you put the hairpiece on, it like covers it up, but it actually extends past the hairpiece, which is even better. I would say that the colors on the face are a bit weird since they're a lot darker than his hair shade, but they do match him in later seasons of Ninjago, so that's completely fine. Turning him around though, he's got a big logo, very simple shurikens in the back. Very simple design overall, but it's just the execution of this minifigure and all of its detail is really, really nicely done. Like, just look at the side there. Look at it, it's beautiful. But yeah, what else can I really say about this? I like the writing, you guys can see there. It's very detailed, but I feel like your Lego has done the same amount of detail on other minifigures, so I won't comment too much on that. But yeah, that is my number one pick for my favorite Ninjago minifigure that I own, Future J. Future J is not even that expensive, I believe. Like, there are more expensive Ninjago minifigures, a lot more expensive Ninjago minifigures. But yeah, this is the one I like the most in my collection currently. It may change very soon with Ninjago United, or Ninjago Dragons Rising, sorry. But at the moment, Future J is my number one pick. Anyways, you guys, thanks so much for watching. I think that this video may feel a bit rushed to you guys, and it was definitely a bit rushed, so I apologize for that. But I'm working on a mock right now, so hope you guys stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.